The sound of the doorbell cut through the quiet hum of our Christmas morning like a knife. I froze mid-step, holding a mug of steaming coffee, staring at the wreath on the front door. Christmas lights twinkled outside, reflecting off the freshly fallen snow, painting the morning with a sense of calm that now felt hollow. Who could that be? I muttered to myself. My wife, Anna, was upstairs wrapping the last of the presents, humming softly to herself. I opened the door, expecting maybe a neighbor or a delivery I hadn't anticipated. Instead, my heart stopped. Two small children stood on the porch, bundled in bright coats, mittens dangling from strings. Their eyes were wide and familiar in a way that made my stomach twist. And behind them, a woman I didn't recognize, smiling nervously, holding a small, beautifully wrapped gift. "Merry Christmas, Daddy," one of the children chirped. I blinked. My coffee sloshed in the mug, but I barely noticed. "Daddy," I repeated, my voice tight, unfamiliar to my own ears. "Yes," the woman said, her smile faltering slightly. I think it's time you knew." The words hit me like a punch I hadn't seen coming. The children looked at me expectantly, as if I should understand, as if this was a normal greeting. My mind raced. I glanced at the kids again. Blonde curls like Anna's, eyes the same sharp green. My chest tightened. "Anna," I called instinctively, my voice trembling. "Come down here." A soft rustle of footsteps approached from upstairs. Anna appeared at the top of the staircase, her face serene, festive, completely unprepared for the storm that had just landed on our doorstep. Her eyes fell on the woman, and for the briefest second, I thought I saw something flicker. Recognition, guilt, fear. "Anna, who are these children?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Anna's lips parted, but no words came. She looked at me like she'd been caught in a trap too late. My stomach churned. "They're yours," the woman said, almost gently, almost painfully. "And mine." The world tilted. I felt as though the floor had given way beneath me. "Yours, mine." What are you talking about?" My hands gripped the doorframe. My mind screamed for clarity, for any explanation that wouldn't unravel the life I thought I knew. The woman stepped closer, carefully placing the children in front of me. "These are your kids," she said softly. "I'm Claire. I should have told you years ago. I didn't know how. But now, I think they deserve to know their father. And you deserve to know the truth about Anna." I sank onto the porch step, the coffee forgotten, the cold biting through my pajamas. I felt trapped in some cruel nightmare. I wanted to scream, to shake Anna, to demand answers, but all I could do was look at the children, the living proof of her secret. Anna finally spoke, her voice low, almost a whisper. I wanted to tell you. I didn't know how. I never meant for you to find out like this. Like this." I spat, my voice breaking. "Like Christmas morning with two kids at our door calling me Daddy?" My hands shook. "Tell me, Anna. Tell me why." Her eyes filled with tears, but there was a hardness there too, a kind of resigned regret. "It started before we got married," she admitted. I made mistakes. I didn't know how to stop. And then, they happened. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw her against the wall and demand answers. But I couldn't move. The children were oblivious to the tension, holding on to each other, smiling faintly at me. And in their eyes I saw my own reflection, the reflection of the man who believed in love, in honesty, in a life built together. All of that had been a lie. Years. Croaked. "You've been hiding them from me for years." Anna nodded, tears streaming freely now. "I was scared. I loved you, but I didn't know how to fix it. I wanted to make it right without hurting anyone." I laughed bitterly, a hollow sound that made my chest ache. Right. By pretending I was the only one. By pretending our life together was real. Claire stepped closer, resting a gentle hand on my shoulder. "He's your father. They need to know you. And you deserve to hear the truth directly. You don't have to make any decisions yet. Just let it sink in." I shook my head, the cold winter air burning my lungs. I can't even think. My voice broke. All this time, the life we had, the plans we made, the Christmases, the mornings, the dinners, all lies? Anna took a cautious step forward. No, not lies. Love you. I always have. But I made choices. Terrible choices. And I thought, maybe one day I could explain everything. I wanted to be honest with you, but I didn't know if you'd ever forgive me. Forgive her. The word seemed impossible, alien. I couldn't even look at her without feeling the sting of betrayal, the sharp pang of loss. And yet, a small, quiet part of me, the part that loved her, that had built a life with her, still whispered, this isn't the whole story. There's more behind it. I looked down at the children again. The boy, maybe 6 or 7, smiled faintly at me. I wanted to meet you, he said shyly. Mommy says you're my daddy. The simplicity of his words, the innocent trust, tore at my heart. I felt a strange mixture of anger, confusion, and love. They were my children, undeniably. And yet, the mother of my children was the woman who had deceived me for years. I closed my eyes and took a deep, shuddering breath. The world felt like it had cracked open, and I was falling through the chasm. I need time, I whispered. Anna nodded. I understand. Claire gave me a small, almost apologetic smile. We'll wait. Take your time. Just don't push them away. They're innocent. They just want to know their dad. I stood slowly, gripping the doorframe. My mind was a storm of emotions, impossible to untangle. And then, without thinking, I opened my arms. The children hesitated, then ran into me. I held them, the weight of years I had missed pressing down like a physical force. My eyes burned with tears I didn't try to hold back. Anna watched from the staircase, tears streaking her face. I'm so sorry, she whispered. I know, I said, my voice tight. But I need to process this. All of this. I led the children inside, sitting on the couch, letting them curl up against me. Their small hands, their trust, were anchors in the chaos. I didn't know what the future held. I didn't know if I could forgive Anna, or if our marriage could survive this. But in that moment, with my children pressed to me, I felt a sliver of clarity. My role as a father was real. That part of my life, the part one had never known, was mine to claim. Anna came downstairs slowly, sitting on the armchair across from me. She said nothing, just watched, a mix of guilt and longing in her eyes. I didn't know if I would ever be able to look at her the same way again. The betrayal was too deep, the deception too long. But I also knew something else. Life had shifted irreversibly, but it hadn't ended. There was heartbreak, yes, and anger. But there was also the unexpected, unplanned gift of connection, the children who carried pieces of both of us. And somehow, amidst the snow and the shattered trust, that felt like hope. Christmas morning faded into afternoon. The children laughed, built forts in the living room, and whispered secrets into my ear. I watched them, my heart swelling and breaking at the same time. Anna tried to join in, offering quiet smiles, small gestures, but I kept my distance, letting the raw emotions settle before deciding anything. Later, as the sun dipped below the horizon, I stood at the window, looking at the falling snow. I thought of Anna, of Claire, of the children, and of the life I thought I knew. Everything had changed, and yet the hardest truth was this. Some love survives betrayal, some hearts endure unimaginable pain, and some choices, even when heartbreaking, can lead to new beginnings. I didn't know what Christmas tomorrow would bring, or the day after that. But for the first time that morning, I allowed myself to believe that maybe, somehow, we could all find a way forward. Slowly, carefully, truthfully. And that was enough for now.